Did COVID-19 escape from a lab? House Republicans claim to have uncovered shocking new evidence. In a twist that reignites debates about the pandemic's origins, recent findings presented by the House Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Pandemic suggest that the notorious virus might have leaked from a laboratory in Wuhan, China. These assertions are based on classified documents that members of the subcommittee had the opportunity to review. The documents, which remain largely shrouded in secrecy due to their classified status, reportedly contain information that credibly suggests an accidental lab release. Furthermore, it's alleged that the Chinese government went to great lengths to obscure and obstruct any investigations into the incident. Adding a layer of intrigue, there are claims that the Chinese military was intimately involved with experiments at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Experiments that could have led to the creation of COVID-19, but what exactly did these documents reveal? Let's dive deeper. Imagine pages marked top secret that could change the narrative of a global pandemic. Now, let's delve into the nature of these classified documents that have stirred considerable intrigue and controversy. These aren't just any documents. They are State Department cables, internal communications, and discussions revolving around the activities at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. What makes them particularly significant is their content, which purportedly includes evidence of the Chinese military's involvement in experiments at the institute. It's here that the plot thickens, as these experiments weren't just routine scientific inquiries. They were focused on engineering a virus with characteristics strikingly similar to SARS-CoV-2, the virus responsible for COVID-19. The depth of these documents is profound. They contain discussions and email exchanges that shed light on the collaborative efforts between the Wuhan Institute of Virology and the Chinese People's Liberation Army. This collaboration wasn't merely academic or defensive, it was a concerted effort to manipulate viral genomes to potentially understand or perhaps even unleash novel viral properties. Why then does this matter? If proven true, it suggests a lab-related accident could have been the catalyst for the global COVID-19 pandemic. This isn't just a scientific failure, it's a monumental oversight with global repercussions, affecting millions of lives and altering the course of history. Moreover, these documents were not freely accessible. They were heavily redacted upon their initial release in June 2023, with critical information obscured under the guise of national security and diplomatic sensitivity. This obfuscation raises questions. What are the potential risks of such experiments? Who exactly were the key players involved? And critically, what was the extent of the oversight over such high-stakes research? The narrative pieced together from these fragments points to a disturbing possibility of a pandemic born not out of natural evolution but out of a petri dish mishap. And yet, despite the severity of these implications, the full extent of the information remains shrouded in secrecy. With such explosive content, why is this information not public? Transparency is the bedrock of trust, especially in a global crisis. In the midst of swirling questions and contentious debates about the origins of COVID-19, a clear call for transparency has emerged from the halls of U.S. governance. Representative Brad Wenstrup, a Republican from Ohio, has taken a bold step by writing to Secretary of State Anthony Blinken. His request? To lift the veil of secrecy and declassify critical documents that might hold answers to how the pandemic began. These documents, shrouded in redactions, are believed to contain evidence linking the outbreak to a lab-related accident at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. The implications of such findings are profound, not just for China, but for the entire world. It raises questions about safety protocols, international cooperation, and the very nature of scientific inquiry. Representative Wenstrup argues that removing these redactions is crucial for restoring public trust. He insists that the American people deserve a complete picture of the evidence that their government possesses. According to him, understanding the pandemic's origins is not just about assigning blame. It's about learning from our past mistakes to better prepare for future threats. As this demand for declassification gains momentum, one must wonder about the potential revelations hidden within these pages. What insights do they hold? What can they tell us about the intricate dance between nature and science that possibly set this global crisis into motion. Could these revelations reshape our understanding of the pandemic? The push for declassification grows stronger. This isn't the first time the lab leak theory has made headlines. The theory has been a roller coaster of dismissals and reconsiderations, capturing public interest and scientific scrutiny alike. Initially, many in the scientific community and several international intelligence agencies leaned towards a natural origin of COVID-19, proposing that the virus jumped from bats to humans, possibly through another intermediary species. However, as early as 2021, voices within the global intelligence community began expressing divergent views. Some factions supported the possibility of a laboratory incident at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. This theory gained traction, fueled by reports of inadequate safety protocols at the lab and the type of research being conducted there. The debate intensified with revelations that the lab was modifying coronaviruses to better understand their potential human impact. In the ensuing months, the lab leak hypothesis was propelled into the limelight, not just by emerging details, but also by significant public and political interest. High-profile discussions like those led by President Biden's administration called for a thorough 90-day review, although the findings did not conclusively tilt the scale in favor of either theory. Yet, the persistence of questions and the emergence of new data kept the lab leak scenario alive in scientific debates and media reports. As more information surfaced, previously skeptical scientists and officials began to reconsider their stance, acknowledging that the lab accident theory might warrant more serious consideration. History shows that theories can evolve with new evidence. Are we on the brink of a major shift? The world watches as the plot thickens in the tale of COVID-19's origins. In the wake of revelations suggesting a lab leak as a possible origin of COVID-19, countries around the globe have responded with a mixture of concern, skepticism, and calls for action. The international community, previously divided in their opinions on the pandemic's origins, now faces a pivotal moment that could redefine global health diplomacy and biosecurity standards. In nations far and wide, diplomats and health officials are scrutinizing the new information with an eye toward understanding the broader implications. Whether in European capitals, where policymakers stress the importance of transparency and scientific research, or in Asian corridors of power, where leaders gauge the impact on regional stability, the reaction is universally tense. Calls for an international investigation have gained momentum, spearheaded by entities that see this as a crucial step not only in uncovering the truth about COVID-19, but also in preventing future pandemics. These calls are echoed by a consortium of scientists and international bodies who argue that understanding the virus's origins is essential for crafting effective countermeasures against future outbreaks. The implications of these developments extend beyond mere diplomatic tensions. They strike at the heart of biosecurity and the ethical boundaries of scientific research. There is a palpable push to reevaluate and possibly strengthen international protocols on lab safety and virus manipulation. The thought that a pandemic of this scale could potentially be linked to research activities has ignited a global debate on the need for a more robust framework governing high-risk scientific experiments. Moreover, the situation underscores the critical need for collaboration and openness in global health responses. It highlights the dangerous repercussions of secrecy and the obstruction of crucial scientific inquiry. As nations ponder their next steps, the importance of solidarity and shared responsibility in addressing such monumental health challenges becomes clear. As international scrutiny intensifies, the demand for clarity and accountability becomes paramount. With every mystery, the next chapter is crucial. As the debate intensifies around the origins of COVID-19, the prospect of declassifying key documents could lead to significant shifts in public opinion and international policy. Imagine a world where previously obscured facts come to light, painting a clearer picture of the pandemic's inception. This transparency could potentially restore public trust and foster a global commitment towards more robust surveillance and research protocols. Declassification, however, is no simple task. It involves meticulous scrutiny to ensure that sensitive information does not compromise national security or international relations. Yet the benefits could be profound, offering insights that might prevent future outbreaks. If these documents reveal a connection between the virus's emergence and laboratory practices, it could catalyze a worldwide overhaul of biosecurity measures. Moreover, this potential revelation could influence ongoing research into not only the origins of viruses, but also their mitigation. Enhanced understanding could lead to the development of more effective treatments and preventive measures. Researchers around the globe might adjust their focus, prioritizing areas previously overlooked or underexplored due to the lack of available information. Public opinion, meanwhile, is likely to ebb and flow with the tides of disclosure. With more information, communities worldwide might demand higher standards of accountability and transparency from both scientific and governmental bodies. This could lead to more stringent regulations on research activities and a more informed public discourse on matters of health and safety. In the realm of policy, governments might be prompted to reevaluate their approach to international cooperation and information sharing. The stakes are high, as the collaboration or lack thereof could shape the global response to future health emergencies. The lessons learned here could redefine how nations interact and support each other in times of crisis. As we stand at the crossroads of controversy and discovery, the truth remains within reach.